Hi, my name's David, and the last video we talked about how to create banks, connect banks to bank accounts, create bank rules, upload bank statement, and how to do bank reconciliation. In this video, we're going to talk about how to update and import openings for chart of accounts, products, and transactions. So let's go to Accounting, and let's click on Opening Balance. Inside here, we can see the different charts of accounts, and we can see the debit side and credit side. And we can just go here and update it manually. For example, if I want to click here and I want to update my bank's balance, I can just do that by clicking here. If I want to update the credit side, I can just manually update it here as well. The key thing is that you can click trial balance. That way you can see if there's any difference in openings. And if there's a difference, then that's not good. Your trial balance and your balance sheet should have no differences in opening balance. This should be blank. If it's not blank, something went wrong and you need to check your openings again. So let's go back to Accounting and click on Opening Balance. Inside here I can add 10,000 to my OCBC bank, and then I can select other charts of accounts and I can update the amount. So for example, maybe another 10,000 here as well. After everything looks good, I can click Save. And then I can go back to my trial balance, and I can see there's no difference in opening, which means it looks correct. Of course, always check all your chart of accounts and make sure the openings are entered correctly. Now let's go back to Accounting, click on Opening Balance, and let's click on Import. And let's download a sample file. Now if you have your own file with all your openings in it, you can just drag and drop into here, so long as it's a CSV or an XLSX file. But for whatever reason, if you want to use our template, you can download the sample file and open it. After opening it, you can enable editing. And then let's just go to account code and let's just increase the size. Inside here, you can see the account code, debit, credit, exchange rate. So these are your account codes. And this is the amount, so I can just enter it in here. So for example, let's see. And after everything looks good, I can click Save. I can close this. And then I can either drag and drop the file into here or click Browse, select the file, and click Open. After that, I can click Next. I can see that the fields have auto-mapped. And if you're using your own import file, these columns may not map with each other. So you may have to go to your import header and select which field here maps to Deskera's field. After everything looks good and maps, we can click Next. After that, we can see the information here. If everything looks good, we can click Confirm. If not, we can change it directly on the screen. So for example, and after that, I can click Confirm. Now we can go to Accounting, and we can go to their opening balance. Now we can go check and see if our chart of accounts got updated. So we can click here and maybe view more chart of accounts. I can just scroll on down, and I can see here, okay, here's the 45,000, here's the 5,000 that we uploaded. Here's the 45,000. So I can see that it uploaded successfully. But if you ever want to confirm that, you can go to Settings, and go to the import log. I can see my account openings, and I can see the original file and the download. Now let's go back to Accounting. Let's go to Opening Balances, and this time let's click on Inventory. Inside here I can see all my different products that we created. I can see the opening valuation and opening quantity. So if you decided not to input that information when you're creating your products, you can also manually update it here. So for example, maybe 1,000, and I'll just update the quantity here as 1. And then I can go here and save it. Please take note, updating this will affect, of course, your trial balance. And now you can see that there's a difference. So just please take note of that. Now let's go back to Inventory, and let's click on Import. So if you want to import your opening valuation and opening quantity, you can do so by downloading the sample file. If you have your own file, you can just drag and drop into here. Just please make sure it's CSV or XLSX file. Now let's click on the opening inventory template. Inside here, we can enable editing, and let's increase the size. And inside here, we can see the product code, opening valuation, and opening quantity. We can check and see if this all looks correct, and we can also update the product code if we want to. So let's update the product code. For example, 6, 7, and 8. After that, let's save. Inside here, we can just drag and drop the file, or we can click Browse, select the file, and click Open. After that, we can click Next. Inside here, I can see the file has auto-mapped, but if you're using your own template, you may have to select the correct field here. Now let's click Next. And inside here, I can see the product code, the opening quantity, and opening valuation. And if I see something that's not correct, I can just click here and manually update it. And then I can click Confirm. The file has been uploaded. Please check the import log for more details. So now I can go back to my accounting, go back to opening balances, click on inventory. I can see that the opening balances have been updated. Next, let's click on contacts. And inside here, I can see all my different contacts. But you'll notice something different. I cannot double click here and manually update. If I want to create, I have to click here, Create. For example, opening sales invoice. I have to select the contact. Select the currency, exchange rate, input the customer order reference, put in the document number, input the amount, input any tax amount, document type, due date, total amount, and any memo. And then I can click Save. Now if I want to create an opening bill, I click Create and click Opening Bill. Then I can select the contact again. Put in the supplier's invoice. I can also select the currency. Put in the document number. Put in the amount. Update the document date, any tax, due date, total amount, and I can input a memo. And I can save. Now if you have a large amount of opening transactions, it may be difficult to create them one by one. So you may want to use our import option. So please click Import, and then you can import sales invoice or import bill. First we're going to import sales invoice. And we can download the sample file. Now if you have your own template, you can just drag and drop into here, so long as it's a CSV or an XLSX file. If you want to use our template, you can download the sample file and just open it. Enable editing, and let's increase the size. Now inside here I can see the document number, contact code, sales invoice, PO reference number, due date, currency, exchange rate, memo, tax amount, and amount. Now I can go back and change whatever I want. So for example, maybe I want to change the contact code because we inputted a custom code earlier on. So now that code has to be updated. So for example, maybe I want this one to be, maybe this one I want to be 1 and also 1, for example. And sales invoice date looks good. Everything else I think looks good, so I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to close it. Now inside here you can just drag and drop the file, or you can click Browse, select the file, and click Open. After that you can click Next, and you can see all the fields have auto-mapped. Now if you're using your own template, these fields may not map, so you're going to have to click here and choose the correct field. After that you click Next. You can see all the information here. If you want to change anything, you can change it directly on the screen. And save it. And then if everything looks good, you can click Confirm. Now let's go back to Accounting, click on Openings, and click on Contacts. Now if I click on John's Monitors, I can see our openings here that we just imported, And if I click on John's computers, I can also see what we just imported. So now let's import bills. So let's click on Import and click Import Bills. Again, if you have your own template, you can just drag and drop or click Browse. But if you want to use our template, you can click Download Sample File, and you can open it. You can enable editing, and you can increase the size. Now inside here, you can see the document number, contact code, purchase invoice date, supplier invoice number, due date, currency, exchange rate, memo, tax amount, and amount. So again, you can go and update these accordingly. Since we used a custom running number, we have to update the contact code. For example, and then I maybe want to update this, and then I'll change this maybe to 1, for example. So after I've updated it and everything looks good, I can click Save, and I can close it. After that, I can either drag and drop the file into here or click Browse. I can select the file and click Open and click Next. Then I can look and make sure everything looks like it's mapping correctly. If you're using your own file, the fields may not map. So again, you may have to click here and select the correct field. After that, click Next. Then you can check and make sure everything looks correct. If something does not look correct, you can update it here. And then you can click Confirm. After that, we can go to Accounting, Opening Balances, Contacts. And now we can open this up, and we can see our openings here. And if I click on John's computers, we can see the openings here. And that was a quick look at how to update and import openings for chart of accounts, products, and opening transactions.